All right, g'day, hi, and welcome. Oh, I'm completely wiped out, but I want to play, but I'm a little too tired to play, so I'm working on some drum beats for my next upcoming song. Should be out fairly soon, but I kind of record at opportunistic moments. Okay, so this topic is why you should never play the melody on the drums. What am I talking about? Okay, well, here's the thing. Okay, as a guitar player, and you see all my guitars over there, guitars and violins, and oops, just smacked the 12 string. He lost his hat. Oops, poor Bumble Bear lost his hat. All right, anyway, just wear the damn hat. There we go. Okay, so anyway, we'll have a look at my beautiful Anaconda Burst drums. Okay, so what am I talking about? Okay, as a guitar player, we typically have like a riff melody, whether it's rhythmic or non-rhythmic. And basically rhythmic is, right on the beat, kind of dot, 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 right? And which is a lot of power chord stuff. Non-rhythmic, non-rhythmic playing is dot, 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 dot. And then rhythmic playing is kind of like what, a drummer would probably call groove or feel. That kind of stuff, right? So when you're playing as a guitar player, playing the drums, we tend to want to follow the melody with the drums. But that doesn't always produce the coolest drum beats possible, right? And the thing is when you've played guitar since you were 5 and you're now 50, like me, you kind of get set in that way where it's not easy to just not think in terms of melody, right? So for the drums, the good example was, I don't know if you guys, I can imagine most of you drummers wouldn't know who this guy is, but his name is Bernth, Bernth. It's Bernth. He doesn't even know how to pronounce his name, so I don't feel bad about it. But anyway, he's a guitar channel, and he was showing things like the difference between him as a guitar player playing the drums to his tracks versus getting a pro drummer to play. And it was completely two different planets. Like the approach was totally different from when the drums are your first instrument versus when you're a guitar player and this isn't, you're a multi-instrumentalist. You got mandolins and you got a mandolin and old violins and basses and whatever. The thing is that like in the beginning, I think for anybody just new to the drums that's, a multi-instrumentalist, maybe it is just best to follow the melody at first just to kind of get the idea down. But then you could probably double track your drums by doing one track following the melody and then using 2 more tracks to play over to see what you would do where you're not really following the melody, but you're coming up with really creative drum lines and stuff like that. And it'd be neat to hear like some people's approaches on this, just for the sake of discussion. If you're a guitar player that plays drums and you like when you play the drums to your songs, do you think in terms of melody? Like how the drums are going to follow the melody line kind of thing. Whereas if you're just a drummer first and you don't, maybe the guitar is your second instrument and you're like, well, no, I still think in terms of beats first. I think in terms of the groove first. Hopefully I make, kind of, making sense of what I'm getting at. What do you guys think about that? Like when you're approaching the drums, and you don't really know what to play at first. Like, everybody can always come up with a basic groove, but how do you make it interesting? Like what are the tricks that you do to make, your like, just put like a basic drum beat through the whole song and then, dissect it as you go, and just do it like that. That's kind of how I usually approach something with the guitars. Usually come up with the simplest of everything first, verse, chorus, whatever, guitar solo, whatever, and then add on after. I find that's a lot easier because a lot of times, it doesn't come to you right away, right? Like it's like, you got the basic line and stuff like that, but then after a day or two of thinking about it, say, hey, it'd be great if I added this in. Is that how you find you get your best drum beats? Or do you just kind of like let it fly, see what comes up, and just go by, just trial and error? Or do you actually have a really methodical plan of how you come up with your drum beats? Anyway, I'll leave it at about that. You guys can tell me what you think. Love to hear from you guys. I know it's kind of a funny discussion, but it is something that I do notice as a guitar player playing drums. Like, it's like, okay, well, I do this on the drum, do this, and do this. And it's like, well, and it just basically follows the melody. But I'm like, it's not that it's kind of boring. It's just like, it's really, really predictable what I'd be doing, right? Whereas, like how would a regular drummer just approach it, saying, okay, well, I'm not going to follow the melody. I'm going to put beats, accent things instead. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, really like to hear your thoughts on this. Anyway, have a great day.